A custom audience is a target audience that you create on Facebook. And these are people who are connected to you and your business in some way. They have visited your website, they could be on your email list, or they could be your existing customers. They are not necessarily your Facebook fans, and this can be a little bit confusing. So what I did was create this kind of Venn diagram to show you who these people are. So here's our Facebook fans. These are all the people that we reach on Facebook. Now, these are people who like our page. That doesn't necessarily mean that they will ever buy from us. So what we want to do with a custom audience is get closer to the people who will potentially buy from us. And one step closer to that is people who have visited your website. They, either from Facebook or someplace else, have visited your website. So they are aware of who you are and what they offer. And notice you'll probably have some overlap here, but it could be that a lot of people who are your website visitors don't like your page. Now, another step even closer to your most profitable custom audience are people on your email list, because they've probably visited your website and then provided their email address because they want to stay in touch with you. They want to hear from you. So these people are even more valuable than website visitors or your fans. Again, you're going to have some overlap with all of these groups. Some people on your list will also be fans. Some people on your list will be website visitors, and then you'll have some that will be all three. Your most valuable audience are your customers, because they've taken the ultimate step in purchasing from you. This will always be your most valuable and profitable custom audience, because they have spent money with you. All of these other people have not. Now, some of your customers will be in these other groups. Some of them are on your email list. Some of them will have visited your website. And some of them will be fans, but some of them may not be. But you can still reach them on Facebook. Now, I will be very candid with y'all and tell you that when I first heard about custom audiences, I didn't see the purpose. Because for me, if I know my customers and I have their email list already, so why do I want to pay for a Facebook ad to reach them when I can do that for free via my email marketing? Now, I do pay for email marketing, but I don't have to pay for every email I send out. And so I didn't really understand the value of custom audiences. And while it's true, you can reach the people who, you have their contact information for, it's always better to reach them in more than one place. So yes, you can reach them in their email inbox. Yes, you can reach them on your Facebook page, but it's even better to reach them in both of those places with an email list and your ad. And then you can also turn these custom audiences into something even more valuable later on. And we're going to cover that in the webinar also. Now, you can reach your custom audience on Facebook. Even if they are not a fan, you can still reach them on Facebook. And these are people who have taken an action, usually outside of Facebook. They visited your website, they're on your email list, or you have their telephone number, or they have purchased from you. They have showed an interest and commitment to an action far greater than liking your Facebook page, something toward a purchase. So, not all custom audiences are the same. And I have found this out through a lot of Facebook ads. Your most profitable and valuable custom audience will always be the one made up of your customers. And the reason for this is Facebook is very literal when creating a custom audience. Ultimately, what's happening here is we're giving our data to Facebook, and they're creating a custom audience of people who look exactly like the people in, I'm sorry, I'm pointing to here. You can't see that. I'm exactly like the people in this group. So if you make a custom audience of people who are your website visitors, that's exactly what you're going to get. People who look most like the people who have already visited your website. Does that mean that they will purchase from you? Maybe, maybe not. And I found this out the hard way, and I'm going to show y'all this. And I want y'all to understand this, because before you ever create a custom audience, I want you to understand which ones are really worth your time and money to create. There are certain actions that you will have on that people take on your website that are what I call the money actions, or your money pages. And what I mean by that is people who visit these pages or take these actions are a very good predictor of people who will buy from you. And so from my website, the people most likely to buy from me are the people who visit my Browse Classes page or go to a specific page. For instance, Instagram 101. If they go to the Instagram 101 page and take a look at what the class is, what the outline is, and what they get with membership, they are far more likely to buy from me than somebody who just visits my homepage. However, realize that people who visited this page have not purchased from me yet. And so some of the people in the custom audience that I create from these website visitors will become a customer, but most of them will not. And that's frustrating to spend money on. What's even better to create a custom audience from is people who visit a page that shows a greater commitment. If people look at my membership and pricing plans page, that means they're interested enough to say, how much is it? That is even more interested than somebody who's looking at a class outline page, because they're trying to see if they can afford it. Now, ultimately, the best visitor or the best custom audience that I can create is made from somebody who purchases from me. And those people will get access to website pages that nobody else on my website get access to, and that's the member dashboard. Nobody who is just a visitor or on my email list gets access to this page until they purchase from me. So my most valuable audience is people who have visited this page, because I know they are customers. So why am I talking about this in terms of website pages? Well, because when you define your custom audience, you need to do so in terms that a computer can understand, because ultimately a computer, Facebook's artificial intelligence, is going to be the one creating this custom audience. So you need to define your website visitors in terms of the page on your website that they visit, so that URL of the page. If you're going to define your custom audience from your email list or telephone numbers, you have to have those emails and telephone numbers available, and you want to ask yourself, whose emails do I want to provide? You know, just everybody on my email list, or the people who have purchased from me? And then ultimately, for customers, you want to be able to provide either their email or the page on the website that they visited. So the most valuable custom audience is going to be people who have already purchased from you. And I will tell you, as I have done more and more ads with Facebook, I have stopped doing custom audiences from website visitors and almost exclusively do audiences from these two groups right here, my existing customers and my email list. Because with my email list, I can get very segmented. So Isabel, you wanted to know about this. I know from the email list that people have joined what they're interested in. It might be Instagram, it might be Facebook, it might be SEO. I know what they're interested in, so I can send them a valuable offer on Facebook and target them with a custom audience. Same thing with customers. Now, when I create a custom audience, I do it primarily with people who are in my existing customer email list. And that way I know that Facebook is going to go out and find the people most likely to buy my course. So that is an important concept to understand. And really, kind of the biggest hurdle to overcome when it comes to custom audiences. And I will tell you, you are learning this from hard-won experience, because I did not understand this, and really nobody really explained this to me the way I'm explaining it to you. So not every custom audience is equally valuable, and that's important to understand. So in today's webinar, we're going to talk about how to create those custom audiences, and you're really going to have 4 main steps. The first one is you need to start using Facebook Business Manager. The second is you need to create your custom audience. And then from there, you can create what is called a lookalike audience. And those are actually some of my favorite ones. And I will share with you why when we get to that. And then I'll show you how to use those audiences in an ad.